It doesn't happen every day when you stumble upon a game and you feel like, wow, this is it. This is gonna be the game of the year. And that for me personally happened a couple days ago when I found out about Corepunk. I was simply blown away by all the features this game promises to offer. It seems that we can expect the closed beta to pop up end of year, and I honestly am just super excited to talk about all the features. Today though, I want to start off with the character creation, all the different classes we're gonna have access to, as well as the specializations they come with. As class-wise, there's gonna be 36 different possibilities to build your character on, but they won't be able to finish every single one for the early access or closed beta. So we're gonna talk about the 6 which will be available, and of course also speculate about the ones which we haven't seen yet. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get right to it. For the people who are not yet familiar with Corepunk, simply put, it's a World of Warcraft meets League of Legends. An MMORPG with fog of war elements, top-down view. There's going to be different types of PvE, from world bosses to raiding, dungeons, but also PvP, battlegrounds, arena, and yeah, different types of professions, a quest line, talent trees, so much to talk about. Alright, so here we are on the official Corepunk website, corepunk.com. I will provide a link in the description. We already talked about the trailer in a previous video, which you can find in the top right of the screen. But guys, make sure to sign up for beta right here, as this one is planned to release or plan to start end of year 2022, which is going to be in 1 or 2 months, hopefully. Anyways, today we're going to talk about the heroes. So right here we have a tab with all the different heroes which are probably going to be available for early access or the closed beta, let's say. So first off, we've got the mercenary, the pain reaper, warmonger, the bomber, the champion, and also the paladin. Some of you guys already did your homework on Corepunk, I know that, so we're not gonna talk about simply these pages. We're gonna analyze the gameplay and talk about things you might have missed. The announcement video, which they posted 2 years ago, reveals a lot of information about the game. So much to talk about, but at the same time, the character creation menu, which they included in this video, also is pretty outdated. If we pause this one, you can see that it currently contains 12 different classes. Each class will come with 3 different specializations, 3 different specs that also come with a unique set of abilities, while the amount of characters or classes which you can choose from right here is no longer accurate, as they already announced that they're gonna first focus on completing the 6 first classes and then work on the other ones. Also, the available classes which you see right here no longer reflect with what we can expect to pop up, as the hero customization video, which got posted more recently, has an entirely different layout, and the characters also seem to be a little bit different. So this is the new video which they posted with a level 18 Warmonger Legionary, but if he presses create new character, you can see in the top left of the screen there are so many different icons. It's actually the same amount, but this time it divides the characters into male and female. All the classes will have race locks, so you won't be able to change the race of your class. We've got 24, divide that by 2, you have 12 different classes to choose from. But once again, they're going to focus on polishing 6 first and then do the rest once the game is into early access or closed beta, let's say. So from top left to bottom right, we first have the champion with male and female in purple. Next up, we've got warmonger, bomber, pain reaper, mercenary, and paladin. They haven't given us any names for the following 6, but I will do so in this video, speculate a little bit of what their names could be, as well as their specializations, as we've already seen some of them with some gameplay, and some of them also already got confirmed on the forums. So, for the first class, champion, we get 2 different specializations right here, the destroyer as well as the ranger. Both of them can be seen in action on the most recent PvE gameplay video which Artificial Core shared, but let's check out every single one of them. So that's the destroyer, the champion class, as well as the ranger. So next up we also get the infiltrator for the bomber class. Sort of rogue kind of character, is going to be some kind of assassin. So right here we've got the blast medic of the bomber class, and then also the legionary warmonger. So this is the most recent gameplay video Artificial Core provided us with. So right here we have Friend, Elf, Leto, and Beast. Friend is basically the character which we have an eye on right now. So we can see his cooldown, also his little avatar in the bottom left. And this is basically a champion destroyer. You can see that based on all the icons or abilities which he has in his hotbar. Then we also have Elf, a Warmonger Legionary with a spear and a shield, while Leto is a champion ranger with the bow and arrow, and Beast, the last one, is a bomber blast medic. So in action they look like this. Elf will engage of course with the spear, is gonna be a pretty tanky one, good frontliner, while Friend is also in the front line, but you can tell that he's taking a lot more damage. He's also gonna hit a little bit harder with that two-handed sword, while Leto is dealing a lot of damage, shooting those arrows in the back, and Beast is, just supporting his team as a blast medic, healing every now and then as well with those green things, which you can see popping up every now and then. What I find pretty interesting about this gameplay is that Friend, the character which we're inspecting right here, doesn't come with that Whirlwind or Bladestorm ability which we've seen in earlier clips. So right here is actually using a shout to regain HP, also a dash to lock on his enemies, while in a previous video, let me just quickly bring it up, right here we can also see a ranger in action. But the swordsman right here is not what we saw in the most recent video. So this one does use a blade storm. It also comes with the battle cry that actually adds a little bit of HP, makes enemies a little bit more vulnerable. But the blade storm, which you see exactly right here, no longer is part of that class. So I think it's going to make a lot of sense to think that this Whirlwind or Bladestorm effect ability is going to be part of another class which they're working on, but that one will be released later. Olumio, if you're watching this video, I want to thank you, by the way, for sharing that post with me yesterday of all the content you've basically shared on the forum, all the information which has been confirmed by the developers. So if we scroll down a little bit right here, we've got the Hero tab, and there we can also find this question. Will there be a tank specialization that uses a two-handed weapon? And then they said, yes, there will be, but it will be added later. So I would say this would be the Marauder class. If you have a nice name for it, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe this can give the developers a little bit of inspiration, but this is pure speculation, guys. I would say it comes with 3 specs: Swordsman, Gladiator, and also Knight. So the Swordsman could be a squishy heavy hitter with that two-handed sword, let's say, while the Gladiator could come with a two-handed axe. And then we have the Knight, also comes with a two-handed sword, but slower and dealing less damage. Now, of course, we've got a couple more classes which we haven't seen in action yet. So let's call this one the Bandit, as it looks pretty sinister. Could come with 3 specializations: the Rogue, Archer, and also Smuggler. The Rogue could be some kind of assassin without bombs, because we already have the Bomber class, so only daggers, but just dealing more damage, focusing on those, while the Archer could be a similar type of ranger, and then also the Smuggler, something in between a tactician, let's say, that can use some tricks. I also added the Wizard class with 3 different specializations: Sorcerer, Conjurer, and Mesmer. I thought that was a pretty nice name. They used in Guild Wars 2. Sorcerer would be your casual mage, let's say, while Conjurer could summon elementals, and the Mesmer would be something more special with butterflies and whatnot. But yeah, this is pretty realistic speculation, as they already confirmed there is going to be another mage planned besides the Pyromancer, which we're going to check out right now. So this is pretty much the beginning of the announcement trailer which they released. We're gonna get to this fragment a little bit later, but right here, this is the Pyromancer. We don't see it in action, just chilling on a mechanical spider mount, but as you can tell, Q, W, E, and R correspond very much to the abilities which we've seen on the official website. These abilities, though, just look a little bit more recent or updated, let's say. So that's the Pyromancer, but there are gonna be more specs. Well, right now I want to add something that we haven't seen yet, but can only speculate about once again. Shadow Hunter, I would call this one. Once again, let me know in the comments what you would call it. And the specializations would be the Cutthroat, Trickster, and Slayer. This could be a more magical approach to the casual assassin, let's say. They come from the shadows or use dark magic, let's say, to make their enemies vulnerable and use a shadow step, let's say, to hit them from behind. I think this could be pretty interesting. In the very bottom, we have one more line with 2 different classes, with green and yellow icons. The one with the green I would call Seer, because it looks like they're very close to nature, and it would make a lot of sense as they also confirmed a Shapeshifter class. Direct quote, "Are there gonna be shapeshifters or pets?" And the answer was, we have a very interesting shapeshifter hero. I'm a fan of them myself, and there will be heroes with pets too. Another confirmation right here is that there will be a Druid class, so we can definitely add that to the list. So I would say Astrologer, Oracle, and also Druid. Astrologer I'm gonna come to in a second, but Druid of course because it's already confirmed, and Oracle might be Shapeshifter, let's say. Just going with speculative names once again, so if you have something interesting as alternative, let me know in the comments. So if we check out the artificial core announcement trailer for Corepunk once again, at the very beginning, here we have Dorothy, and we also have her point of view, so we can see her abilities. And I think this could be the Sage class with the Oracle specialization. I don't know, but it looks like she's some kind of medic support class, which we haven't seen yet on the confirmed classes, let's say. So this is one still very much in development. It's probably not gonna be part of the early access or closed beta, but you can tell that this one heavily focuses on healing its teammates and also adding some buffs or shields, which we see exactly right here. Then we've got one more for the list, and I would call this one Outlaw, as it just works very well with the provided icons. Anyways, this one could have 3 specializations: the Gunslinger, the Marksman, and also the Swindler. The Gunslinger would be your cowboy with 2 pistols, just pew pew on the battlefield. Marksman with a heavy hitting sniper, while the Swindler would be a more tactical approach to this class. It was pretty difficult to not think about Twisted Fate from League of Legends on this one, as he also comes with this pretty fancy cowboy hat, throws cards to slow down, stun his enemies. Pretty tactical hero, let's say, as he can also teleport over the battlefield. I just really love speculating about all this, but let's just focus on some facts right here, guys. So, as a shaman, so this is going to be part of the Warmonger class, you will be able to command the wolf to move to a specific location without attacking anything. They can summon those, I think that's pretty cool. While they also talked about this right here, the interesting Shapeshifter hero, fan of them myself. There will be heroes with pets too. So who knows, the speculative bandit class, which I talked about right here, the archer specialization could also be some kind of hunter, which can tame or summon in creatures to aid them in battle, let's say. The same could work for the seer class, which I talked about a little bit earlier, as if we think about Warcraft 3, the Night Elf race, they also come with heroes, which did have some summons in there. So all very interesting stuff to talk about, don't you think? Anyways, right now it's just a matter of time before the closed beta gets announced or released. Then, of course, we will only have access to 6 classes. The Champion, Warmonger, Bomber, Pain Reaper, Mercenary, and Paladin. But who knows, they're gonna release more information very soon. It was a lot of fun speculating about all this, so hopefully you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like as it helps out the channel, already very much appreciated. And yeah, if you are excited about Corepunk as me, looking forward to more breakdown videos, analyzing of the gameplay, let's say, make sure to subscribe as there is a lot more coming your way. I'm gonna keep talking about the game until it gets released, and when it gets released, we're gonna cover so much more. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I wanna wish you an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.